Welcome student. In last period we have seen function overloading, how to overload the function. Now we have seen first of all operator overloading, then we have seen function overloading. So overloading of two things, that is operator function. So when operators are overloaded, when function is overloaded, it takes a new form, and hence operator overloading and function overloading are called as polymorphism. Polymorphism. What is a polymorphism? Polymorphism stands for one name, multiple forms. So when operator is overloaded, when function is overloaded, it takes the new form. In function overloading, we have seen we can have several functions having same name, but which function will be selected, that depend upon parameters we pass at the time of function call. Say we are having three functions having same name, that is SQ. So if all three functions are having same name, that is SQ, among that three functions, which function is to be selected by the compiler? That depend upon parameter you pass, actual parameter we pass. So there are steps we have seen. While overloading operator we have seen, we define the operator function. So it take a new form. Thus, operator overloading and function overloading is example of polymorphism. So this is called as a compile time. What is it by compile time? Because at the time of compilation, we are overloading operator and function. Operator and function overloading. But apart from this, we can have runtime too. Polymorphism, but runtime. What is it by runtime polymorphism? As operators and functions are overloaded, but while overloading, we have already at compiler. So function in the class, there is no function, but at the runtime we can bind it. That is also we have seen dynamic binding. So example of runtime polymorphism is virtual function. Virtual function. So better way to take this Lagrange diagram. Now this is the polymorphism we have seen. Draw this. Now while studying the operator function overloading, we have seen 4 steps of selection of function by the compiler. First, compiler try to match actual parameter with formal parameter, exact match of actual parameter with formal parameter. If exact match is not possible, if exact match is not there, then we have seen compiler promotes integral promotion, promotes the actual parameter to formal. Say actual is integer, formal was float. So integer can be promoted to float by giving the decimal point and 00. So 8 will be converted into 8.00. That is called as the integral promotion. Third, we have seen built-in conversion. If already actual parameter is 8.13 and formal is integer, so 0.13 will be truncated and 8 will be assigned. That is called as a built-in conversion. And at last, if all these 3 steps fails, then compiler uses user-defined conversion. So what is in my user-defined conversion? User-defined type conversion. Type conversion. How it is taken place? Example. Say a main function void main, and there is one object belongs to class simple. We didn't define a class. We will define class simple. Integer x, public, and suppose there is a constructor. By default constructor will be there, and one parameterized constructor will be there. You see the class. Now, simple yes, object is created, x is not initialized. As soon as object is created, this constructor will get executed, but this constructor is nothing to do, default constructor. Simple integer. Now, suppose there is one integer L is equal to 8. Look, there is one integer L, there is one object S, and suppose we write the expression S is equal to L. Look at this expression. Now you can ask the question, how it is possible? S belongs to, S is a variable, no doubt. You can say S is the object. Both are correct, true. Because objects are after all variables. Objects are variables whose data type must be class. Thus, always we have seen every object is a variable, but every variable is not object. See here, L is variable, but it belongs to an int. So it is called as int variable, but this will be called as object. Why? Because it is variable but belongs to class type. And in this expression, mixed variables are involved. One belongs to int, another belongs to class type. It means that basic to class, how it is possible? So this we have to done by type conversion. It may possible. S is equal to L, basic to class. L is equal to S, class to basic. And suppose there are two classes, one is simple, another is ratio. S is the object of class simple, and say R is the object of class ratio. Then S is equal to R, class to class. So these are the three situations where we have to carry out the user defined conversion. So first of all, what is user defined conversion? What are the situations? User defined conversion. And how to do? How to carry out? So these are the three questions. So answer is, what is user defined conversion? So this is the situation, first situation we have seen. Basic variable is to be assigned to object. So basic and class type. Int means basic data type, built-in data type, integer, float, double, long double, whatever the data types given by the C++, they are called as basic data type or built-in data type. And objects are variables, but their data type is class. That's why they can be called as user-defined variables, class type variables. Objects are called as variables, but class type variables, or objects are variable whose data type is user defined. So what is user defined conversion? When expression involves mixed data types. Mixed data type variables as an output. This is the expression having mixed variables. One belongs to basic, that is integer, and one belongs to class. So when expression involves mixed data type variables as an operand, then we have to carry out. When expression involves mixed data type variables as an operand, operator fails. Which operator fails? Is equal to assignment operator fails, and we have to carry out. So what is user defined conversion? When expression involves mixed variables, at that time we have to carry out the conversion, that is called as user defined conversion. What are the situations? These are the three situations. Basic to class, class to basic, and class to class. These are the three situations. Now, how to carry out look the situation. L is given to S. So here it seems to be expression, but there will be implicit call of the constructor. This will be treated as S in bracket L. When you write S is equal to L, it will be treated as S in bracket L function call by the compiler, and actual parameter L formally become A, and A is given to X. So here L is actual whose value is 8. Now this expression will be executed. So this is basic to class, and how it is carried out? Basic to class conversion is accomplished by implicit call of constructor. So here constructor itself plays the role of conversion function. How to carry out? Carry out it by conversion function. By conversion function. And here conversion function is none other than constructor itself. So in basic to class conversion, constructor function itself plays the role of conversion function. So this one is a basic to class conversion. So once again we will revise what we have seen. Today we are studying type conversion, that is user defined conversion. What is user defined conversion? When expression involves mixed data type as an operand like this. So this is the situations. Basic to class, class to basic, class to class. These are the situations where assignment operator can't work. It fails. And we have to carry out the conversion. That is called as user defined conversion. Then what are the situations? These are the situations where we require the conversion. But when expression involves mixed data type and as long as they are basic, assignment operator carries. For example, integer x and x is equal to 3.14. So here needless to carry out the user-defined conversion, assignment operator itself truncate the fractional part and simply give the value 3 to x. So this type of conversion is possible by assignment operator and this is called as a automatic conversion. Whereas these are the three situations where assignment operator can't carry out the conversion and we have to carry out the conversion. Thus, basic to class is the situation where we have to carry out the user-defined conversion. Class to basic is also situation where we have to carry out user-defined conversion, and class to class is also situation. How to carry out user-defined conversion? User-defined conversion is carried out by conversion functions. So this is the conversion function. So you can say here is the constructor. Yes, constructor itself plays here the role of user-defined conversion function. So today we have seen, also we have seen the situations, also we have executed or performed basic to class conversion. In next period we will see class to basic and class to class.